Hey guys, next deck profile. So this time it's on my zombies, and yes, I had to do some updates on this, mainly because Soul Charge is banned, but there was also some new cards that interested me in Savage Strike, specifically the Shiranuis. Now this does not focus too much on the Shiranuis themselves, but I do have some new engine cards in there, specifically the new Synchro Monster, Squire Saga, which I really love the artwork on that card. But anyway, eventually I will build like a Shiranui Zombie World deck. I know a friend of mine's already pulled that off, and I was really impressed with it, so I kind of want to try it out for myself. But I'm just working with what I got, and this deck can still do quite a bit on your opponents, especially because you can shut them down with Zombie World and Rivalry of the Warlords. So yeah. So anyway, let me show you what I got this time around, and I'll explain like why I made some changes throughout the video. So of course, starting off, I'm going to be playing 3 copies of Globe Bloom. You definitely want to play this at 3 now, just because you want to get your Doom King out as quickly as you possibly can. It also searches out your Vampire Throne line, so that comes in handy when it needs to. 2 Necro Banshee, that's just kind of like terraforming, only you have to banish it from field or grave, but that's generally not hard to do, and you get Zombie World out for free. Next up, 2 copies of Doom King Ballard Drock. This guy's badass, just because like he can negate and banish monsters out on the field and graveyard. So as long as you can chain off a zombie effect, this guy can really become a pain in the ass to deal with. So that's why he's actually one of my favorite boss monsters now. Next up, 3 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. This card is key. You contribute it to bring out your Unizombie or any of your other tuner monsters like Glow Bloom or even Spectral Sword, but primarily you want Unizombie out. And of course, to go with our Shiranui engine is Spirit Master and Spectral Sword. Spectral Sword is just because you can use its ability to synchro summon while it's in the graveyard, so that's pretty neat. Alright, so next up, playing 3 copies of Unizombie. You can use its effect up to twice per turn. 1 to discard, 1 to send to the deck to the grave, so yeah. So like, it comes in handy, like if you open up dead with like a Doom King or something, discard it, raise its level by 1, use its effect again to send another zombie to the grave, like Necro Banshee, banish it to get Zombie World out, and you can special summon Doom King on your opponent's turn, so it's a pretty neat combo, and it also gives you a first turn Cyframe Lord Omega, if you bring it back with bring it back Shiranui Solitaire with Mizuki or something like that, and you're pretty much set to go with that. Speaking of which, 3 Mizukis, just because it's Monster Reborn for zombie monsters, and of course 2 Gozuki. Just basically Unizombie can only send 1 zombie once per turn, and that's it. But you can also special summon a zombie for free if it's sent to the graveyard by banishing a zombie from the grave except itself. So pretty good card. And this time I'm only playing 1 copy of Vampire Throne line, just because like 2 was a little too much, so I felt like 1 was enough. Because like I said, it's searchable through Glow Boom. And the only hand traps I'm playing, it's just 3 Ash Blossoms. I don't have ghost spells. I wish I did, but I'm just gonna have to wait till Duelist Power. So, but yeah, 3 Ash should be enough anyway. So it's a zombie type. You can chain off of it with Doom King Ballard Drock, and that's it. And plus, it's gonna be a common really soon, like in about less than 2 weeks. So once you get your Soulburner structure decks, hey, get your 3 Ashes and you're set to go. Alright, so moving on to spells. Of course, you're going to be playing 3 copies of Zombie World. Changes everything on the field and in the grave into zombie types. 3 Called by the Graves, just because you don't want to be disrupted by like hand traps right now. So, and I'm pretty sure certain decks are going to be playing a little bit more, especially Subterrors, because Subterrors have really risen. I didn't think they were going to be that good even with Guru, but boy was I wrong. Now for this one, I decided to bump it down to 2, mainly because I thought 3 was a little too much, considering that I only have 2 targets for it. I'm only playing 2 Instant Fusion now, rather than 3 before, because like I said, I only have 2 targets, which is just Thousand Eyes Restrict and Sea Monster Theseus. And at times, when I was running it at 3, I kept opening up at 2, so the second one ends up being like a dead card, so even with that at 3, the last one's a dead card, so yeah. For the 1-ofs, I'm only playing 1 Terraforming now, just because like, well, mainly because I needed to fill in the blanks, like, and also it's just a good way to search out your Zombie World faster in case you didn't open up with Zombie World or Necro Banshee, so Terraform is just there in case if I don't have one or the other, so yeah. Now, this one I also bumped down to 1 because I found myself overextending too much with this deck, and that was kind of the flaw with it. It's like if I overextend, my opponent outs my board somehow, and I'm done. I can't really recover as well as I did before. So I'm only going to be playing 1 copy of Burial from a Different Dimension, mainly because I was over abusing the effect of Mizuki, just overextending when I didn't need to. So Yeah, that was my own fault, but you learn from those mistakes. Playing one for one, just because, gets out Global Mal faster, one Foolish Burial, and one Monster Reborn. And the only traps I'm running, which I'm now main decking, Rivalry of the Warlords. If Zombie World and this card is out, your opponent basically can't summon anything except zombie monsters, and not everyone's gonna be playing zombies. They can still set, but they can't really like normal summon. So think of it like a Rongo mini head lock, only a lot easier and fair to out. As long as like they hit it with the Twin Twisters, that's really the only out to that. But generally, yeah, that's a pretty nasty combo. It's just it's generally just to go with a more control-based strategy, basically. And it really hurts a lot of decks like Ultra guys because they can't use the multi-faker effect. They can't use Thunder Dragons because they can't go into Colossus since it requires a Thunder monster to use. Anyway, moving on to the extra deck. Playing 2 copies of Vampire Sucker. This card's literally the most generic zombie monster right now. If you special summon a zombie, or if a zombie monster gets special summoned from either player's graveyard, you get to draw 1 free card. Next up, we got the new Shiranui Skill Saga Supremacy. I really like this card. So this card has some built-in protection for your synchro monsters, and not just for your zombie ones, for all the synchro monsters. So synchro monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Fire monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one of your banished zombie synchro monsters, special summon it to the zone this card points to, and it's a hard once per turn, but it's still pretty good. Like, that's actually a really impressive ability. Playing 1 Summon Sorceress. I know she's not nearly as broken as she was, but she's still considerably broken. So I still find a lot of use for her, just because it helps get into like the Nightmare Engine a little bit quicker. But yeah, 1 Link Karibo, just because you got a level 1 in there, so you might as well make good use of it. 1 Nightmare Phoenix and Unicorn. I'm not running Cerberus in this version anymore, just because Cerberus is kind of hard to use in this upcoming format, because Thunder Dragons still have their built-in protection. Alter guys can negate it, so it's just kind of difficult to work with. And 1 Borlo Dragon. And that's pretty much it for links. Alright, for synchros, running the new Shiranui Squire Saga. I really like this card. I was going to look for a Shogun Saga, but I kind of like this card a little bit better, because it has 3 different effects depending on what you banish. If you banish a zombie, all zombie monsters gain 300 attack points permanently. It's not till the end of the turn. If it's a fire monster, you can destroy 1 spell or trap on the field. 1 synchro, you can destroy 1 monster. But if you banish like Shiranui Spirit Master, then you get 2 pops. You get a spell and trap, and the other one just pops a face-up card. So that's actually really busted. Shiranui Samurai Saga, which recycles, and it forces your opponent's monsters to go into defensive mode. So pretty good. Red Eye's Zombie Necro Dragon is actually pretty good now, because the Rongo lockdown deck is pretty much gone, and it actually makes better use now. So if this card destroys a monster, or when another zombie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie monster from either player's graveyard. So you can literally steal one of your opponent's monsters for this, and it gains attack points for every zombie that's in the grave. So he's actually a little bit better now. So Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon, I definitely recommend running it. Got 1 Beals just because it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and it just kind of like puts you at a blockade against Boral's Sword Dragon, so that way you can just keep him in defense mode and increasing his attack points. 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, just to rip away your opponent's hand. For instant fusion targets, as I mentioned, Theseus and Thousand Eyes Restrict. Just, and Thousand Eyes Restrict is free spot removal, so figured why not. Alright, for the side deck. Now this one might come with some controversy, but hear me out. Artifact Lancia. The reason I'm decided to play this is because, like, of course you can only activate it during your opponent's turn anyway, but this is a good card going second, because the thing is, like, my deck is primarily built around going first, but if I'm forced to go second, I can easily side this in, stop certain matchups like Thunder Dragons, Thunder Dragons get their advantage from banishment, and especially with the new Aloof Lupine, that deck's become a lot stronger, even though Fairy Tale Snow is banned, Gold Sark and Brilliant Fusion are at 1, so they still found a way to make good use of those kind of decks. And I've heard that Grin Maju decks are starting to rise up again, even though they lost some consistency. Aloof Lupine actually helps that deck out a lot more now, because now they have more banishment. They have Pot of Extravagance, they have Pot of Desire, so they can still make good use of it. So Artifact Lancia is just one of those cards that can really, like, turn the tide. Next up, Shared Ride for any search-based heavy deck, you know, just so you can get free cards. Triple Twin Twisters. To go with a stun-based strategy, I found that this card was a really powerful side option. Paleozoic Deinonymiscus, because this banishes, so discard one card, banish it, and of course, you know, you can discard like any of your zombies, so that's what you want to do. So banish your zombies, and yeah, you're good to go. And lastly, 3 red reboots, just to shut down Ultra Guys, True Dracos, anything that's like trap-based. So, yeah. But anyway, hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys again on the next video.